Shout out to the Phase One family, and we back here again with another video, man. But before we get into it all the way, talking about this shitster class of what Anthony Edwards is doing on Friday against the Cavs. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that, man. We got a lot of new viewers in here. I check my analytics. A lot of y'all don't be subscribed, so it would be a blessing in my heart if y'all subscribed, just for more content. I don't just upload 2K content, even though that's a lot of content that you guys may see rolling in, but I do a wide variety of content. But now we're gonna touch on that at the end of the video. On Friday, me and the bros, we sat and watched Cleveland and Minnesota. I'm giving you guys my key moments from the fourth quarter in OT. Given the copyright issues I was facing, I can't include me and my bros audio, but we'll get that fixed for next time we're able to stream. We're on spring break right now, so the bros at home, I'm still on campus, so I'm just still kicking out content. We're keeping the ball rolling, man. I'm holding it down for me and the rest of the Phase One family. And if you guys subscribe to the channel, y'all are part of the Phase One family as well, man. But as always, I'm Phase One B Rose. We'll get right into it. Anthony Edwards just having a shitty game, man. I don't know what was going on. He was fresh off a 40 piece against the Pacers, but against Cleveland, I guess they had the answer for him with Caris LeVert and Isaac Okoro. But as you can see here, he's getting good looks. He has a switch with Dean Wade. Great move into the shot, just doesn't knock it down. This back iron. I know how that feels as a shooter playing on my college team currently. I know how it feels to shoot a shot that you think is gonna go in, his back iron. That could be the most annoying thing. But Naz Reid, man, career high 31 points. He came to hoop. And the question of surrounding Minnesota is, can they be a dangerous number one seed in the West if it holds? Because, you know, that could be subject to change. You got the Clippers that's still been on a little hot streak. You got OKC who's still up there. You got you got Denver, reigning champs. They're still in contention for that. But if Minnesota holds and earns the number one seed, can they go through the playoffs? Can they get through the playoffs? And the main thing that I see as their key factor is Anthony Edwards. He is the engine of that team. He is the guy that's going to put them over the top. And if he doesn't show up in any game, it will hinder them. You got to think, you have teams that's on this bubble, right? I believe it's the Warriors, the Lakers, and I don't know who else is in contention for those, that 8-7 seed type of spot, 9th, 10th spot. If they have to run into a team like LA or Golden State in the first round, it can get scary because you facing two teams who's been there. They've been deep in the playoffs. The Lakers was a series away from the finals last year and had to run into Denver, which they didn't have an answer for. Golden State just won the championship 2 seasons ago. They also know what it takes to get there, and they were in that position where you face a young team that's hot coming in. You know, I think Memphis was the story that Minnesota has to be right now. I forget if they was what seed they were, but they had to face Golden State, who was a low seeded team that took off in the playoffs. You got the likes of Curry and Clay getting going. Clay and his new role off the bench, it seemed to be serving him well because he can come off with the second unit and get hot like that. And if he goes back to starting, I mean, once his shooting touches back, I think it's going to make them 10 times more dangerous. They have rising stars such as I'm just gonna say BP because I don't know how to pronounce bro. I think the bro name is Brandon, like Brandon, and then Poda. I don't know how to pronounce bro's last name, so I'm gonna call him BP, and Trace Jackson Davis. They've been getting a good amount of burn. Then you got Kuminga adding in his defense. Andrew Wiggins, I don't know what he's gonna do in the playoffs if they make it. To be honest, I don't know because he's been regressing a lot, reverting back to his old ways that got him traded from Minnesota. Getting back on the topic of Minnesota, though, yeah, Anthony Edwards will be that deciding factor because it's not going to be Cat. It's not going to be Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is there for defense. He's not there for points. Cat, he has to give them. Cat has to give them like 20 and 10 in the playoffs. But you need Anthony Edwards to be that guy that leads y'all and gets y'all over the hump. Because if not, they will get bounced in the first round. They will get bounced. Because they will be facing more than likely a veteran 7-8 seed, depending on where they end up at the end of the season. On the Cleveland side of things, I did not know Cleveland was this good. And for them to still be hooping like this, like I get it, no Cat for Minnesota, but you have no Donovan Mitchell, which is arguably their star player. Donovan Mitchell is their scoring force. So yeah, no Donovan Mitchell, no Evan Mobley, and they still got the job done in this game. Now, granted, it had to go to OT. Granted, I feel like Darius Garland should have attacked Naz Reid a lot more sooner. I feel like he has to be the guy that just starts going dumb. Like he has to. When you have Naz Reid on you and you're Darius Garland with that type of speed and ball handle, you have to start attacking. And then you start settling for shots. I think he was settling a lot for shots. Like here, he's trying to get that. You see, they tried to get the screen to get him back on Naz Reid, and then they're gonna do it again. Almost fucks up, which leads to the foul call that puts them at the free throw line. But then that's Darius Garland again trying to settle for the shot. If you have the big on you, attack him, get him on his heels, and then you start to kill. Because at that point, Naz Reid he has length, so he could wall up, he could slide and use his length to crowd you, but he cannot keep up with Darius Garland speed wise. In the playoffs, I think Cleveland's key focus will be Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. If they give a good 1-2 punch, they could. I don't see them going to the finals at all, but I do see them possibly getting to the second round, and then they may be in a dogfight for whoever they meet up with in the second round, and potentially make the conference finals. But in my opinion, they're still a couple pieces away. But I like the evolution of Jared Allen. Evan Mobley, he's still trying to find his way a little bit offensively. Defensively, he's where they need him to be. Donovan Mitchell is going to have a lot to prove in the playoffs, though. Can you get a team over the hump? And then you have a good complement guard. I think the problem in Utah was that he did not have a good complement to him. So he was just the only one that was trying to carry for the most part. And yeah, he had Rudy Gobert, but Rudy Gobert was playing like, I'm going to keep it PG. He was playing soft in the playoffs when he was with Utah. So it's like you kind of need somebody that's like Darius Garland that's going to give you 20 and probably 7 to 8 assists if need be. But they have to do it consistently. It can't be one does it and one doesn't, because yeah, if one does and one don't, they're going to get fucked up in the playoffs. But that's really the basis of this game. As always, you already know, on Phase 1B Rose, hit that subscribe button, and we got more content like this loading and coming up.